Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to the 400 Mini Show, an exploration of the games available for the Atari 8-bit range of home computers. Today's game is Crumble's Crisis, a 1986 release from Red Rat Software, developed by Ivan McIntosh with graphics and music by Richard Munns. Crumble's Crisis is the first of a series of 3 games starring the eponymous hero. It was followed up by Space Lobsters and Time Runner. Each game in the series was quite different from the last. Crumble's Crisis is an arcade adventure in which you take control of Captain Crumble on his quest to rescue the escaped Fuzzies from the multiverse and return them to the intergalactic zoo. Writing in issue 27 of Page 6 magazine in 1987, reviewer Jim Short described the game as an absolute corker, giving protagonist Crumble particular praise as being the most instantly appealing character to hit the Atari since Jet Boot Jack. He also noticed that graphics, sound, animation and gameplay are truly astounding, and the game features a stunning comic title screen and accompanying music from Richard Munns. Meanwhile, in issue 24 of rival magazine Atari User, reviewer Niels Reynolds was also rather fond of the game, rating it particularly highly for graphics, playability and value for money, while writing a half-page review that did little more than summarise the game's plot. This was by no means an unusual approach for reviewers at the time. Anyway, I rather liked Crumble's Crisis as a kid, but I was pretty terrible at it. So let's see how we get on with it today. Let's go play Crumble's Crisis. Okay, here we are with Crumble's Crisis, which is in the process of loading at the moment, so I will talk over the top of it to make that something less you need to think about. This is a game that I'm quite fond of. It's from a period when Red Rat was quite a well-regarded supporter of the Atari 8-bit. There was certainly quite a long period in time. Enjoy the music by Richard Munns here. There was certainly quite a long period of time where Atari 8-bit users felt like there weren't many companies supporting the platform. And Red Rat was one of those companies that kind of hung on pretty much until the bitter end. Or until the system stopped being really commercially viable and just became purely enthusiast things. And so Red Rat Software was always something that people wanted to support. And their stuff wasn't always good, but quite a lot of it was. And this was one of their good ones. That I'm very fond of. So I've been looking forward to giving it another go today. So let's press fire to begin. And off we go. Take a moment to load in the first level, and here we go. We are Crumble. You see, we can walk around left and right. And this is a flip screen arcade adventure. And instead of jumping, you have a jetpack. There's no fuel to worry about. The only resource you've got to worry about in this game is your energy bar, which is depicted by those lightning bolts at the top of that gigantic status panel at the bottom of the screen. This is one of those games where the graphics artist, who was, I believe, Richard Munns, the same as the person who did the music. It was an opportunity for them to show off a bit with a bit of static art that was separate from the main game screen. Would it have been nice to have a bit more of the screen devoted to gameplay? Maybe. But, you know, the game doesn't really suffer for playing in that tiny little window at the top there. Anyway, your goal in this game is to explore the map and track down the Fuzzies, who have escaped from the intergalactic zoo. And there are 6 on each level, but only one of them appears at a time. So you'll find that you have to go back and forth between areas quite a bit, because just because a fuzzy isn't there at one point, after you've found one, the next one could be anywhere, including places you've already searched. So it pays to have a good feel for the layout of the levels and search them methodically, because otherwise you'll just be going back and forth and back and forth and you'll never get anywhere. So there are two main hazards to deal with in this game. One is the fact that the walls in the multiverse are supposedly made of antimatter. So if you bump into one that isn't one of these sort of tiled floors that I'm walking on here, you'll lose some energy. And the second thing is the enemies, who will also cause you to lose energy. That knife and fork there, that gives you some energy back, but we haven't lost any yet, so there's no point taking that just yet, otherwise it's just a waste. No fuzzies up here. Nice little Atari symbol. Red Rat reminding us that they were staunch Atari supporters for the longest time. I believe they did stuff on other platforms, but I will always associate them with Atari. Because, like I say, they were a company that supported the 8-bit platform in particular for a very long time, much longer than many other software companies. And they did that initially with full-price games like this. This would have been probably 12, 15 quid when it came out. And then subsequently, they had a budget label as well, which I think was called Bite Back. Oops, lost some health there. I think it was called Bite Back, but there were a few labels that had very similar names around at the time. So it was one of those. It was the one that had a snake as a logo. I'm pretty sure it was Bite Back. Oh God! Yeah, if you take too long in one room, the time lightning will start striking, and it doesn't hurt just when it's flashing. But if one of the lightning bolts hits you, you'll take damage, as if you'd wandered into a wall. Now, where the bloody hell is this first fuzzy? Oops. Okay, that's what happens if you wander into a wall. You lose a bit of life. Right, I think I want to try going down that passageway on the left-hand side, so we need to find a way up and across. Well, it's not this way. I do like the enemies in this. They all use very simple movement patterns, but I think they're sprites. They have a lot of personality to them. No. How do we get over there then? It's been a while since I played this. If that wasn't already painfully apparent. So how... Yeah, can't get up there. Maybe it's up here. No, this is just back here again. Oh no. I'm having trouble. Thankfully, I don't believe there's a time limit. We've been this way and he wasn't that way. I don't believe there's a time limit. It's just how long your energy holds out. And, like I say, if you hang around on one screen for too long, then you will potentially take damage from the time lightning. Let's try going up here. I'm pretty sure we've been up here already, but... Yes, because I need to... Maybe we go up from the bottom. Let's go down this way and investigate. Yes, I think you need to go up from the... There we go. Right. Have I looked over to the right here? Let's just check over here first. No, nothing there. Alright, I suspect our first Fuzzy is going to be up here somewhere. There he is. Right. So to get at him... Oh, easy enough. We just go up here. There we go. Wonderful. Right, 1 out of 6 done. Like I say, the next one could be anywhere, including places we've already been, because there's only one appears on the map at any one time. So you then have to go and scour the level again for the next one. The sound effects in this game are really minimal, but I do like them. I think there's some really nice, quite atmospheric sound effects in this one. And it's a satisfying noise when you pick the Fuzzy up. And I like that sort of clang sound when you pick up the knife and fork to restore your energy as well. There's the next one. Alright, he should be easy enough to get to. I think. Not that way. I believe there's 5 levels in this in total. I'm pretty sure I've only ever got to the second. Because, as you can probably see, there's some fairly fiddly flying you have to do with the jetpack. And it only gets more precise in the later levels. So make sure you have a good joystick or nicely precise controller when you're playing this one. He says, using the CX stick that came with the 400 Mini. I've not had a problem with this stick. I know a lot of people have. But I have not. The only problem I have, you've seen in a couple of videos, which is accidentally pressing some of the buttons on the ring. But if you remember to unmap those, it's not really an issue. And today, I have remembered to unmap those. So hopefully, there shouldn't be any accidentally pressing start or option or anything like that when we're doing well. Of that little skeleton. Ooh, hello. I'm a skellyman. But yeah, this is a nice game. It's a really simple idea. It's basically just a maze game. But I just think it's implemented well. It's got nice graphics. It's got minimal but decent sound effects. Love the animations on the enemies. Again, very simple but really effective. Hold on, where am I going? Where am I going? Down here. No, no one there. And yeah, it just plays well. It's just a nicely designed game. It's not trying to do anything too complicated, but what it does do, it does very well. And I'm not overly familiar with the other two Crumble games. I've played a little bit of Space Lobsters in the past. I don't think I've ever played the third one, though. So we'll have to have a look at those at some point. From what I understand, those are similarly competent and enjoyable. So we will have to give those a try at some point. No one there. Where are you? Where are you, you little bugger? Where haven't we been for this one? Have we been up here? Can't remember if we have or not. Well, let's have another look up this long passageway. Anyone home? No one here? Come on. Oh no. Oop. Gotta be somewhere. Nope. Where the bloody hell is it? Right, I checked over here. And he's not there. It's... No, not there. Alright, let's work our way across each level. So he's not in here. He's not in here. And he's not in there. Let's just check down here. But I'm pretty sure... Nope, not there either. Okay, upper level. He's not over here. Yeah, we haven't been down here. I bet he's somewhere along here. Bit of energy back. There he is. Hanging out by the Atari shield. Oh, time lightning. You see, you don't have very long at all on each screen before that starts happening. I'm pretty sure this just takes us up. Yeah. So not there, not down here. Just check up here, but I think not. Nope. Okay, only two more to go. And I don't think they appear in the same place twice. I don't think, anyway. And they are set locations that they appear in. So there will probably be one up there at some point. That screen we were just on. Check back at the start. Nope. Whoopsie. There he is. This is one of those games that used to make me jump a bit as a kid. When I was very young, anything that involved sort of precision always put me really on edge. And if you combine that requirement for precision with making a relatively loud noise when you do something wrong, you have something that would make little me jump. So there were some games I found outright scary because of that. Like one that sprang to mind is that I found Jumpman, the platform game by Epix, weirdly scary when I was a kid. And it's because that had quite sudden deaths. When things like the bullets would fly in off the screen and suddenly hit you. And again, that made quite a loud noise when you got hit, and it would make me jump. Another one that I found inexplicably traumatic, and I don't know why, was a clone of the arcade game Hunchback that was written in BASIC and published in Atari user called Daybells. And for some reason, the death sound in that was something I found horrifying. And it wasn't anything particularly out of the ordinary. It was just a sort of tone that went brrrr. But there was something about it that I really didn't like as a kid. And I don't really know why. I'm sure what probably happened is I probably associated it in my head with something unpleasant. Something that I'd heard that made a similar noise that upset me or frightened me for some reason. If you read my personal blog, you may know the story I told about when I was a child. I used to be frightened of extractor fans in bathrooms. And being young and stupid, I didn't know what the word was for them. What the word was for them. So, as young and stupid kids tend to do, I made up a word for it, which was dotch. And after many years of reflection on exactly why I was so terrified of these for no apparent reason, causing my parents and my brother no end of confusion and amusement, I'm sure, I tracked down the source of the problem, which was the Muppet movie of all things. But if you want the full source on that, on where that particular phobia came from, do have a read in my blog. Anyway, on to the second level. So this one, much more tricky, much narrower pathways to deal with in this one, and I really don't know the layout of this one either. Oh, that's... Oh no! Practice this level? Yeah. Yes? Alright. So you can practice, which I think just allows you to explore it, and I don't think you have to worry about energy then. Yeah, if you look, we've got no energy bar now. So you can just take that opportunity to explore the level without having to worry about... Get out the wall. Get out of the wall, Crumble. I think we might have found an issue here. Oh dear. Okay, anyway. Anyway. I think that's probably enough to give you a decent idea of what Crumble's Crisis is all about. Yeah, it's a really fun game. It's a very tricky game, as you can see, and the penalties for failure when you get onto that second stage are pretty harsh. But hopefully, sort of 25 minutes around that first level has given you a good idea of how the game works, and if you might want to give it a try for yourself. But yeah, I'm very fond of this. This is one of those games that when I'm in the mood to play something on the Atari 8-bit and I don't necessarily have anything specific in mind, this is one of the games that will immediately pop into my head. Oh, I should play a bit of Crumble's Crisis. And then I'll play the first level and then I'll die within 10 seconds of starting the second level again. And that's that for another year. But anyway, yeah, I am very fond of this game. Its music, its sound, its graphics, and its brutal difficulty. But anyway, I hope that's given you an idea of what that's all about. And if you might want to try it for yourself. So it just remains me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you again next time.